Hey out there, and welcome. I'm Kate and I'm super glad you're here. Today we have a balance practice. We're going to work different ways to balance using some core activation and some foot stimulation. Sounds glorious. Grab a couple of blocks. You're going to need them. If you don't have blocks nearby and you have a few hardcover books you can stack, those will work just fine. If you have neither one of those things, don't panic. This practice will still work for you. If there's anything else you like to practice with, a blanket or anything that makes you more comfortable, go ahead and grab that as well. Find a quiet spot, roll out your mat, and I'll meet you back here. All right, so we're gonna start in a comfortable seat. I've got a blanket underneath my butt. If you want the same or a block, you can grab that, slide it underneath. If Sukhasana doesn't work for you and you'd rather sit on your heels with your knees bent, that works too. Honestly, anything that feels comfortable. So you can let yourself settle in, rest your hands on your lap for a few moments, close your eyes, and take a few breaths. And as you do, start to shift your focus from the external world, the stuff going on around you, and see if you can start to take your gaze inward. Start to feel the weight of your shoulders soften away from your ears. Feel the ground underneath your sitting bones and the parts of you that rest on the mat through your legs and your feet. And I know it's super hard to practice at home, so be patient with yourself and compassionate. And as you settle in here, let your awareness go a little deeper. And feel the rhythm of your breath, the rise and fall of your inhale, and your exhale. And stay with that. And notice how, as you focus more and more inward, the craziness begins to slow. And that glimpse of stillness is right there. And we're going to do our best today to stay with that stillness. If it gets completely shattered and your distraction comes in, don't worry. Just come back when you can to your breath, back to that inward focus as much as possible. You're going to take a breath in while you're here and just drop your chin to your chest. And shake your head a little bit side to side. And then roll your right ear up over your right shoulder. Feel both shoulders soften, but that left one especially, and shake your head again. And then roll down through center, chin to chest. And when you inhale, you're going to come up to the other side. Feel that right shoulder get heavy. Shake your head gently. And then roll down through center again, chin to chest. When you inhale next, you're going to lift your head and open your eyes. So before we start moving, we're going to do a pranayama practice, which I don't normally teach, but we're going to do it today because it helps to balance stuff out, and the name of the game is balance. So you're going to grab your dominant hand, whatever that is, and then curl your index finger and your middle finger in. So you've got like your ring finger and your pinky on one side and your thumb on the other. All right, so if this doesn't work for you, it's all right. Just come back to your regular breath. No worries, but it's good to try new things. Right? So you're going to take and with your thumb, block one of your nostrils. You got it. So now you're going to breathe in and plug both. And when you exhale, you're going to breathe out that thumb side. Keep that thumb side open. Inhale through that side. Plug both and pause. And then release your fingers and breathe out that side. Inhale through that same side. And plug. Release that thumb and breathe out. So get comfortable with this rhythm. And the pause. And switch sides and breathe out. And once you find comfort in this rhythm, see if you can keep the length of your inhale and your exhales the same. So maybe it's a count in for 4 or 5. Maybe it's a pause for 2 and an exhale for the same 4 or 5. And pause and exhale through the other side. Inhale and pause and exhale the other side. You got it. Keep it going. We're going to go for one more round. And the next time you exhale out through that thumb side. And release your hand back to your lap. Take a couple of breaths. Okay, let's do it. Table. Get those wrists underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips, and a couple of rounds of cat and cow just to start to connect your movement and your breath. Feel your belly drop and your chest extend forward as you breathe in. And curl in and round as you breathe out. And work at your pace. If there's any kinks along the length of your spine, you can move into those, make some more room. That's it. One more round. When you get to that kind of curling in, rounded spine, we're going to hold it there. Press your hands into the floor. Draw your chin a little deeper into your chest. Shake your head a little bit side to side. And then come back to your neutral spine, and you're going to grab your blocks and bring them underneath your hands. Okay? All right, so from here, you're going to take your fingertips and spin them out so they curl around the outer edges of your mat, or of your blocks here, and just rock a little bit side to side to start to stretch into the wrists. Okay? All right. Okay, so you can kind of stay right here. If your wrists feel like this is a good enough stretch and you don't want to strain, then stay right here. If you have a little more mobility through the wrists and you want to go for a slightly deeper, I mean slightly being italicized, in bold, I don't know. Bring your fingertips to wrap around the back edge of your blocks there. And then we're going to do a couple of rounds of cat and cow here. Just notice that as you exhale, you can start to feel that stretch through the front of your forearm. And on your next exhalation, you're going to add a little toe tuck. So when you exhale and round, tuck the toes under. Kind of push your toes into the mat. It's going to start to wake up your feet. Let's do one more round. Yes, and then come back to neutral. And you can keep your toes tucked for a second. Walk your hips back to your heels. Give yourself a moment to shake out your wrists. Perfection. All right, come back into your table. So you're gonna take your knees so they are steady underneath your hips there, and walk the blocks forward. We're gonna come into puppy pose with the blocks just because it feels super good. So what is that? Like a block and a half distance forward. You might find you wanna shift it around and change it up, but then you're gonna take your triceps and wrap them in toward your ears and plug your arm bones in, and then slide your hips gently back. Core strong. Feel those upper arms engage a bit so they lift away from the floor, and then that space between your shoulder blades is going to start to soften. This might feel like a mega stretch. It certainly does over here. It's all good. Come out of it a little bit if you feel like you've gone too deep. Listen to what goes on in your body. Take another breath. And then press into the floor. Gonna come on back, slide your blocks back underneath you, and then we're gonna spin them around so the short end of the blocks touch each other. Okay? And give yourself some space. Actually, take them a little bit forward. We're gonna get cramped up in here. All right, and then you take the backs of your elbows to the blocks. Press your palms together, interlace your fingers, and before we go down, I know you're itching to do it, but before we go down, plug your arm bones in so you can feel yourself kind of like, almost like your chest drops a bit, and then start to pull your hips back. You want to stay integrated through your shoulders as much as possible. And feel those arm bones drag back into the sockets, and as they do, you can feel your chest kind of like it's going to inch forward toward the blocks. You got it. Take another breath here. And then press into those elbows. You're going to come on up. Grab the blocks again. Okay, so you're going to keep one block underneath your right hand and slide the other block back so it comes underneath your left knee. Here's our first balance challenge here. And it's a doozy. So sense of humor is good. So we're gonna come into table, but it's super weird and lopsided. Tuck your left toes under and just step your right foot back for a second. All right, pull your low belly in. You wanna feel engaged through your core. When you feel like steady, you're gonna lift that right leg up. You got it. Shift your gaze slightly forward and take that left arm and reach it forward. All right, so now we've got some balance here. Not so bad, right? Okay, you can keep these left toes tucked if you feel steady here and you want to continue to feel that way. If you want a little more challenge, you're going to keep your core strong, but lift your left toes off the mat. So now we're kind of balanced on that left shin and that left knee. And there's going to be wobble. It's okay. Embrace the wobble. Inhale. Exhale, elbow to knee. You're going to drag it underneath and it's going to be rocky. It's all good. Inhale, reach it out. Elbow to knee, squeeze it in. One more, reach it out. Elbow to knee, hug it in. And then extend, drop that right foot, drop the left hand, come back through your lopsided table and switch. Block to that left hand, block to that right knee, and it's the same setup here, okay? Extend that left leg back, tuck your right toes, low belly in, lift the left leg up, and then the right arm. Keep that connection with your core. Right toes stay tucked, or we can lift them up. Curl them in. Yes, inhale. Elbow to knee, exhale, hug. Reach it out. Elbow to knee. One more, reach it out. And elbow to knee. Find that extension. Drop your right hand and then your left knee. We're gonna come back through table, but this time we can let go of the blocks. Move them to the side. Downward facing dog, just pedal it out. You got it. And just kind of let your knees go a little bit side to side. Let those hips like super sway. That's it. Yes. All right, here we go. Press into the floor. Gonna take your right hand, stretch it back toward that left leg. Take your gaze underneath your left armpit. And then back through your dog. Root through both hands, that right one especially now. Left hand's gonna reach toward that right leg. Nice. Back through center, downward facing dog. We're gonna kick it up a notch. Right foot steps forward, just a bit. Toes open out to the side. Keep that right leg straight, root through the outer edge of that heel. Right hand's gonna reach back toward that right leg. Here's another rough balance, but we got this. Warming it up. Take that left leg, float it up if you feel good about it. Or just kind of play with taking the weight out of that foot, right? And then step it back into your dog. Left side. The left foot steps forward, open those toes. Press into that right hand. Pull your weight back into your sitting bones. Left hand to that left leg. If you feel okay here and you want to work on it, you can kind of soften the right knee and maybe kick it back. And then step it back into your dog. Gonna tiptoe those feet forward. And hang over at the top, Uttanasana. Soften your knees, grab opposite hand to elbow and sway. Yeah, nice. Press into the four corners of your feet, inhale, halfway lift, getting into those hamstrings. Exhale and fold. You can use the blocks under your hands if you want them, or slide your hands to your shins. 2 more, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale and fold. Last one, lengthen on your inhale. And let it go. We're gonna ride that in-breath, come all the way up, Urdhva Hastasana, reach it up, and slide your hands down through prayer. Take a moment here to pause. All right, so you're gonna bring those feet about hips distance underneath you, if they're not already. All right, here we go. When you inhale, you're gonna sweep your arms out and up, come onto the balls of your feet. Exhale, come on back down. 2 more. Inhale, come onto the balls of your feet, lift. Exhale, bring it back down. Last one, sweep it out and lift. Whoop. Exhale, drop it down. You might find you did a little dance there, that's cool. All right, so we're gonna do just a tiny second of toe yoga, right? I'm gonna spin around so you can see me. You're gonna plant your feet, right? And just be aware of what's going on in the arch of your foot, right? So we're gonna take the big toes and lift them up. And you can feel the arch of your foot, the center of your foot lift up. We're gonna keep that lift. Drop the big toes and then lift the little toes. The tendency here is to collapse inward through the outer, or through the inner ankle, through the shins here, but we wanna try to keep everything in a nice straight line. And then drop those little toes, lift the big ones, and switch. And we're gonna go with awareness, kind of from each separation, just kind of work it out. Try to keep the arches of your foot engaged. We're just trying to work your feet a little bit before we start to stand on them. Wake them up. 1 more each. Okay, and then let that go. Stomp it out. Here we go. Top of the mat, Tadasana. Roll your shoulders back. All right, so you're gonna shift your weight onto that right foot. Pull your left knee in. Find your gaze point. When you feel ready, hands come to prayer, kick that left foot forward. Keep the zip through the low belly as much as you can. We're gonna kick this left leg back into a warrior 3. So you can soften your right knee, swing it back, and then come back up. Swing it forward, kick it up. 1 more warrior 3. This time we're gonna hold it just a little bit longer. You can soften that right leg. Feel your left inner thigh roll toward the ceiling. And then soften your standing leg, step all the way back, crescent lunge. Hands still in prayer, right in front of your heart. When you inhale, we're gonna take those arms, drop them down by your sides. When you inhale, take your arms, sweep them out and up, and straighten that right leg. Exhale, sink back down. Inhale, lift and extend. And exhale, drop it back down. 1 more. Inhale, lift it up. And exhale, drop it back down. And just regular old crescent lunge. Keep that front knee bent this time. Reach your arms up. Full breath here. Beautiful. Bring your hands down through prayer. We're gonna step forward again. Find tree this time. Shift into that right foot. Root through your heel. Press the floor away. Sweep that left knee open and place your foot. Yes. Okay, from here, left knee is gonna sweep out front. Step it down. Tadasana, sweep your arms out and up, Urdhva Hastasana. Come onto the balls of your feet. Gonna see if you can stay on the balls of your feet as you fold into an Uttanasana. And while you go down, sweep those arms up and then back behind you. Drop your heels, sink your hips. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, plant your hands, walk it back into plank. You can hop it if you want. And vinyasa how you want to. Knees chest chin, chaturanga. Oh, baby cobra, upward facing dog. And then a downward facing dog. Spread through your fingers, press into the floor. Take your gaze to the top, walk or hop Uttanasana. Halfway lift and let it go. Ride that in breath to the top. Inhale. Hands down through prayer. Second side. I'm going to shift onto this left foot and pull your right knee in. Okay, hands come to prayer, kick that right foot forward. Don't forget to breathe, it's super important. And your left ankle is going to do some wobbly stuff. Embrace the wobble. It's all good. Okay, warrior three can soften that left knee a little bit. Kick the right leg back. Come back up. Extend that right foot forward. One more warrior three. We're going to pause there for a moment. Roll that inner right thigh toward the ceiling. Arms can do whatever you want them to do. Step it back. Crescent lunge. Arms drop by your sides. Sink through your hips. When you inhale, sweep your arms out and up. Straighten that left leg. And exhale, sink it back down. Inhale, come on back up. And drop. One more. Reach it out and up. And come on back down. Hands to prayer. Oh, let's crescent for a second. Reach those arms up. Why not? Low ribs in. Press those feet into the floor. All right, now we can slide those hands down to prayer. Shift your weight forward. Gonna root into that left foot. Come all the way up to stand. Sweep that right knee open, tree pose. Beautifully done. Gonna take that right knee, sweep it forward. Step it next to the left. Tadasana. Inhale, reach out and up as you come up. Come onto the balls of your feet. We're gonna Uttanasana here, if you can. Keep those heels lifted, folded forward. It's like a slow motion fold here. Chair pose, drop your heels, sink your hips, inhale. Step it back into plank. Vinyasa if you want it, or hold your plank. Take your gaze to the top and walk or hop Uttanasana. Halfway lift and let it go. Come all the way up, Urdhva Hastasana. Then bring your hands down through prayer. A moment's pause here. Okay, one more. Little itty bitty vinyasa here. Here we go. You're gonna shift onto your right foot. Left knee in. Same deal here. Kick that left foot out. Gonna sweep it back, warrior three. Come on, back up, kick your foot forward. One more warrior three, sweep it back. Soften that right knee. Take your arms, reach them forward. Crescent lunge. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, this time we open, warrior two. Soften your shoulders. Find that steady breath. And then straighten this front leg. Trikonasana, come out and over. You can grab your block here. Triangle with a block feels so darn good. So while we've got them and you feel like you've already given yourself permission to use a block, which you don't ever need to do, you can just use it when you want it, you might as well just have it here. Why not? Feel that whole right side body lengthen. Beautiful. Take your top hand to your hip. We're going for Ardha Chandrasana. Soften that front knee. Grab the block. Take it with you. Half moon. Then press into that standing leg. Work your inner left thigh. And you've got the hand on the block, right? So we're already a little bit lifted. You're going to see if you can bring that right hand to a half Anjali Mudra. And maybe the left hand will come too. So now we've got this balancy half moon. I kind of tricked you. You're gonna soften your right knee, come all the way up to stand, kick that left foot forward, and then hook your ankle on the top of your right thigh. You're gonna sink your hips, sit it back. Flex that left foot. Inhale, come on up, pull that left knee in, step it down when you exhale, and just fold this time. Halfway lift. And move it back through your vinyasa. If you want a vinyasa, you can stick in dog. Gaze it forward, Uttanasana. Come out and up, inhale, reach it up. Bring your hands down through prayer. Second little ditty. Come onto that left foot. Pull your right knee in. And kick that right foot forward. I'm gonna sweep it back. Warrior three-ish. And back up. Kick the right foot forward. And back again, Vira three. We're gonna stick the landing. Take those arms, reach them long. Crescent lunge, step it back. Inhale, reach up. Open, warrior two. Nice soft shoulders. Yes. Just check your stance. Looking good, right? We're gonna straighten that front leg. Triangle pose. Feel this left side hip crease deepen so this whole side body can stay long. I'm grabbing for the block. Find your triangle. Yes. Beautiful. All right. Now you know what's coming. Don't panic. Breathe. Nice, slow, steady breath. Bring that awareness inward. Hand to your hip. Half moon. Step it on up. So now we've got this block under your hand. So we're already, a good 8 inches off the floor or something. I don't know how big this block is, but we're already here. So we've got an advantage. So lift this inner right thigh, flex your foot, spread your toes. And you can soften the standing leg a little bit. Feel your weight shift gently into the left heel, just a hair, so we can make up for losing this support here. And then bring your left hand, right hand together, Ardha Chandrasana, hands in prayer. Swing the right leg forward. Gonna stand up. Hook that right ankle on top of your left thigh. Flex your right foot. Sink your hips. And breathe. Imagine you got a big, soft, cushy chair behind you. Press into your left foot. Stand up. Right knee in. Step it down. Last bit. Inhale. Sweep out and up. And fold, exhale. Halfway lift. And we're gonna move it back into a downward facing dog. You can throw in a vinyasa here if you've got some super craving for vinyasa. Then you're gonna drop your knees to the mat. One more little balance here. We're gonna twist in a toe balance. So you can skip the toe balance if it feels terrible, and you can just sit on your bum, feet out in front like this, and you can work your twist from here, okay? So Choose your own adventure. Tuck those toes under, walk your hands back. You're just gonna lift your knees off the mat. Thighs parallel, and just find your balance here. So now you can feel your toes firing up, and they're gonna be wiggly and shifting. It's all good. Hands come to prayer, lengthen up. When you exhale, you're gonna take this left elbow and spin it to your right knee. Press your palms. Yeah. Inhale it back through center. Exhale, spin it to the other side. Inhale it back through center. Take your hands to the floor. Take your bum down. Stomp out those feet. Extend your legs out. Give them a little shake. And then flex your feet. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, and let's fold over those legs. A little Paschimottanasana for you. And curl your chin in. Shake your head a little bit side to side. And then nice and easy, you're gonna round yourself up. Scoot your way forward, lay all the way down, drag your knees into your chest, and just rock gently here. Yes. Let your arms drop out to the sides and take your knees over to the right. Oh. Let your left shoulder drop in. Inhale it up through the middle. When you exhale, let those knees drop to the other side. And back up through center. Hug your knees in one more time. And we're going to take a moment or two to relax. If you want to stretch out in Shavasana, by all means, you can do that. If you want to take a seated, quiet pose, which is what I'm going to do, you can take your seated, quiet pose. Choose what works for you today and feel yourself settle in. Relax where you can. And once again, you're gonna shift your gaze inward, and hopefully now it's a little easier to do so. Start to feel your breath. If your mind wanders away, just bring it back. No worries. No judgment. Return to your breath. And you can stay here as long as you'd like. For me, it's time to go. If you'd like to come out now, you can move your fingers into your toes. If you're on your back, draw those knees in and roll to one side. And come on up and join us here in a comfortable seat. Let your eyes slide closed if they've come open, and take a moment to bring your palms together into Anjali Mudra and bow your head and honor your time on the mat in this practice that brings so much, but hopefully today brought you a little balance. Thanks for sharing your time with me. I appreciate you being here. I look forward to practicing with you again soon. You know the drill. Like, share, comment. I love to hear your comments, and subscribe if you haven't already. Make it a great day.